everyone, welcome to the Nifty 50 channel. My name is Alan and I'm from Tokyo. First of all, a huge shout out to Sony Alpha Japan for sponsoring this video. As you might know, Sony might never sponsor a stupid video like this. So if you're wondering what this channel is about, this channel is meant to share my experiences in Tokyo when I go out and take photographs. So today I'm at Shibuya for a dinner with my friends at work, and I'll be spending some time shooting the streets before the dinner. To make this more useful to you, I'll be sharing 5 tips that I think are useful when you do street photography. So let's get started. Yes, so this used to bother me for a long time when shooting street scenes. I was constantly afraid if the people on the street were going to be angry at me or pissed at me when I pointed the camera towards them. So what I usually do is, when I'm out, I stay at one place for a while and take a few photographs till I get comfortable with the environment. And once I'm used to the vibe and rhythm of the place, I just start walking around looking for subjects and shoot. So if you're still afraid of the whole process, I would highly recommend using your earphones and listening to music when shooting, as this can be a very good distraction from your fears. Again, this is something that a lot of people have differing opinions about. So if you have a good camera but you always worry about the right settings, I think you're losing out a lot of things happening around you. What I think about street photography is that it's more about capturing the moments with the right feel and story rather than getting all your settings right. So on top of that, when you're out there, it's a lot of things happening around you, and your first priority should be capturing the moment rather than focusing so much on the image quality or the framing. So another tip for starters is to take a picture in auto mode and then use the ISO and shutter speed settings from the auto mode as a reference for your manual setting. And once you have that reference, you can play with it and adjust the settings to get your favorite composition. So don't worry if you're still unsure of what settings to use. Feel free to go to auto mode and refer to those settings and change them in your manual mode. As you might probably assume, personally I love shooting at night because every city changes so much at night. There's light from the shops, the traffic lights, street lights, more hustle and bustle. It brings more contrast and color to the frames. Again, if you're not confident at shooting in low light, I would say just try playing with the auto mode until you get a good image of what settings would work for you. And to be honest, you might even be lucky to get some cool shots in auto mode. If you have a tripod, try getting some light trails at signals or of people crossing the road. So those long exposure shots are pretty nice when you try it at night. And when you don't have a tripod, you really have to depend on your surroundings. Like this shot, I didn't have a tripod at this time, so I just kept the camera on the floor to get a very stabilized long exposure shot. Framing is probably one of the most important factors in photography. At least that's what I think. So knowing what subject to keep where can hugely change the way the image looks like. And I enjoy going after natural frames a lot, like doors, buildings, walls, poles, and almost anything that gives me a pattern for the frame. So the last tip I have for you is very simple. It's to enjoy the whole process while you're out there. So what I think matters the most is to show courage and go out there and take as many photographs as you can. And one thing that I quite follow for myself is to decide a theme for every day while I'm out there. So for example, I decide that today is a day for long exposure photography. So what I usually do is I try to get out there and take as many long exposure photographs as possible. So no matter what device you're taking photographs from, be it your phone, be it your DSLR, be it your mirrorless, I think all these tips do apply for everyone out there. So at the end of the day, like I said, what matters the most is to get out there and take as many photographs as you can while keeping in mind some of the tips I gave today. So bring your photographs out and show it to people, get reviews from them, get feedbacks from them, and see what can be improved about your photograph. But at the same time, what people think about your photograph might not be what you expect from them. So don't go down in such situations. Be courageous and shoot more. So see you in the next time. What's up, YouTube? Hi everyone, welcome to the Nifty 50 channel. Hi everyone, welcome to the Nifty 50 channel. Hi everyone, welcome to the Nifty 50 channel. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Nifty 50. What's up everyone, welcome to the Nifty 50 channel. My name is Alan and I'm from Tokyo.